Hello there, guys. Hello there. Now, I should probably apologise slightly because here was me setting out the so-called rules when I was going to be playing Pokemon, saying it will always happen in the evening. It will always start between about 5:30 and 7. Here I am starting at 5, but we're half an hour out. I think you can forgive me for that. I think we're still in an approximate range of sorts here. It's better than no episode this evening, that's for sure. So we are here playing Pokemon Brown, which is a ROM hack of the first generation, or I suppose first couple of generation of Pokemon games. The first episode started off as a Nuzlocke. That did not go particularly well. So we've canned the idea of doing a Nuzlocke. We're just playing through it as usual. And our theme for this game is we're assembling a brown team. It's Pokemon Brown with a brown team. We've got Brownie the Diglett. We've got Brown Seed the Bulbasaur, because sadly none of the starters were brown. We've got Dirtbird the Pidgey. Beautiful, beautiful. And we've got Brown Fist. Brown Fist. I obviously didn't really think about that name when I did that last time, but I'm not really Brown Fist doesn't sound very nice. I don't need to help you imagine why. Hello there. Dr. Richmond Awesome in Bed is in the chat and says brown. So what were we doing? Again, I will constantly be saying this all the way through the playthrough, but the novelty of this being a new Pokemon game is that it's all very new to me. Everything's brand new. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what I'm going to end up encountering. I'm just discovering it as I go. Oh, hello. Hi, kid. Want to see my Pokemon? Well, sure. Psychobens TV says Brown Fist has got his name from brown fisting Dirtbird. Well, there is a sentence that I, at the age of 31, had not expected I would end up saying. Pokemaniac sends out Spearow. Okay, well, Brad, can you take this brownie? We'll see how your scratch does with it. You get, you know what? As valiant as it would be for you to win this battle by yourself, I think we're gonna send out Brown Fist. Brown Fist has a thing for fighting any bird, I suppose. Dr. Richmond Lawson in Bed says brown, brown, brown. Wonderful. Well, I'm glad you're on board with the meme of the series. It's all about the colour brown. Psychoven says Spearow is brown too. Here we are. We've all come together for one purpose today, guys, and that's to say the word brown as many times as we possibly can. Who is your favourite Chancellor in the new Labour years? Eh? That's right, Alistair Darling. Mm-hmm. Okay. Send slow folk. Brown is brown, says Dr. Richmond Lawson in Bed. Very true. Very true. Can I just keep punching? Can I just keep punching without dying? Can I get away with that? If I just punch over and over again, I might be able to. Poor Gordon Brown. My first thoughts being to make a joke about him being the Chancellor of the new Labour years. In fact, not referencing the fact he was Prime Minister for a few years. Sorry, Gordon. Shouldn't have sold our gold, should you? Right, what we got in this patch of grass over? Oh, there's a whole network of stuff going on here. Well, hang on. Maybe I don't want to push too far here because I haven't even fought the gym in this town yet. But I do want to at least do one encounter. Anae is here as well and says, "Hey, Swiss, how's the stomach?" Recovering is the answer there. I'm not quite 100% yet, but I don't think I'm at any risk of having to suddenly rush off and be unwell. I'll put it that way. So I'm getting there. There's no way I'd be able to hide it either. I'm also drinking a delicious sugar-free Monster. So you can tell that I've moved off of purely water in my recovery phase now. All right, then. We are going to go to the gym. We are going to go to the gym in this town here. Psychoben says, you didn't have the pukes and shits, did you? Well, that's a... What a question to ask me when we're here playing Pokemon Brown, of all things. Well, I like to use the phrase stomach bug because I find that people understand what you mean, but you don't have to be quite so graphic in describing these sorts of things. Right. I'm gonna heal up. We're gonna go to this gym. I believe it's a water gym from when we popped in there earlier. And then we can get our first gym badge under our belt here. There's a thing actually. I've not bothered to look at my trainer card in this game yet. Ooh. Okay. Hang on a minute. So Region League, that's the name of the place where we are. E pluribus unum. That's making me think of Latin. That sounds like Latin. It might. I don't know if it's real Latin or not, but anyway, okay. I was just checking that we've got 8 badges to collect. Just the odd mute here and there. You're always filming from the chest up. Oh, right. I see. I was wondering what you meant there, and then I missed the earlier comments. Imagine a toilet sitting stream. You're always filming from the chest up, so it would be convenient. Just the odd mute here and there. I see. You could call it a tummy bug and shorten it to TB. Yes, I've just been unwell with a spot of TB the last couple of days, guys. All right, Brownie. I don't feel that you're really equipped for these battles, to be honest. You are but a small Diglett, and Diglett is brown. I think brown seed. Actually, we're on the verge of an Ivysaur. We might as well make that happen. I think we should keep even though this isn't a Nuzlocke anymore, we should keep accounts for how many times I get KO'd in this game. And I think, touchwood, remind me if I'm wrong, I think that in the first episode I whited out once. So we're going to keep a little running tally in the back of our minds here as we go to see how if I can beat this game without getting wiped out too many times. What are your favourite Pokemon from Gen 1 and 2, says a very good question. So Gen 1, I've got a soft spot for both Caterpie and Metapod for some reason. I couldn't really tell you why. I think it's because they're green. And for a long period of time when I was younger, I used to think that my favourite colour was green. Caterpie evolves into Metapod quite quickly. And I think I kind of liked it as the idea of a bit of a meme Pokemon to use that, they're incredibly weak, but if you train one up to a high level, it'd be quite funny. As for, actually Gen 1 as well, Magmar. I do quite like Magmar. Again, I can't tell you why. It's not for aesthetic reasons, because the thing looks like a flaming duck with a butt on its forehead. But yeah, Magmar I quite like. As for Gen 2, I don't know. No one's really jumping out at me from Gen 2. I mean, I like Totodile as a starter. I don't know. I don't think about Gen 2 very much. Okay, so we got Ivysaur there. Beautiful. Why does Brown Seed have an X at the end of its name? Asks Psycho Benz. Because that's its MySpace username, of course, Ben. Are you in Brown Seed's top 8 spaces? Only pre 9/11 kids know that meme. Right then, let's right. Give me the marine bat. Yeah, yeah. Jabba jabba jabba, jabba jabba jabba, jabba jabba jabba. What? Jeez, you love to talk, don't you? You were giving me the whole backstory about the gyms and all the rest of it. Carpman wants to. What a name! What a name, Carpman. What Pokemon do you have? I knew the answer to my own question just as I was finishing saying that, and I was proven right. What Pokemon have you got, Carpman? Oh, it's Magikarp. And A says, the Pokemon anime episode of Magmar vs. Charizard is great. You know what? That was probably my first ever exposure to Magmar. That probably, me having seen that as a kid, I remember thinking, wow, Magmar's really cool. I know pie for 1,000 places. I ain't got girls, but I still wear braces. Yes. Weird Al Yankovic, white and nerdy. That was one of the only 20 videos on YouTube back in the day, wasn't it? But the only question I ever found was hard was, do I like Kirk or do I like Picard? God. To think we're getting on for 2 decades since that period of time on the internet. How time flies. Okay, we have a non-Magikarp here. Hello there, non-Magikarp. Have a taste of the mud. I'm nerdy to the extreme, whiter than sour cream. Oh, brownie. Does Magikarp Orange qualify as brown? I'm going to say no, unless we catch one, in which I'm going to say yes. Could orange qualify as a shade of brown? I guess you can get somewhat browny oranges. Although Magikarp, I'd say, is quite definitively orange, I'd say. Ben, I meant to ask because it's been a little while since I remember you telling me that you're an expecting father at some point. How long have you got until that ends up happening now? I know it was a number of months ago you told me, but I've forgotten exactly how many. But I do think about it occasionally. When you pop up in the chat, I think, soon to be dad, Psycho Ben. That was 5 months ago, says Psycho Ben. Well, you've got to be, you and Mrs. Psycho Ben have got to be somewhere along the road there now, haven't you? In the meantime, NA says, it was ages after discovering Weird Al in the early 2000s, and I realized he'd been making music well before that. Can Swiss name 5 majority brown Pokemon? Okay, Sudowoodo, apart from the little green bits on its hands, that's brown. Sentret, that's brown. Onyx, very brown. Geodude, additionally brown. I don't want to just say Graveler or Golem because that's kind of cheating. It's the same lineage. Give me another brown one. And Bibarel. Bibarel from Gen 4. That's brown as well. Claire King says, knowing Swiss, that child will be in college by now. What are you trying to say, Claire? That I don't have the best memory in the world. And Diglett is brown. Oh no. This looks like a job for Brown Seed. So I think it's pretty cool, to be fair, with like a gym leader with a Vaporeon as like their main Pokemon. Just Pokemon getting some use there that you'd never normally see. I'm not referencing anything weird about Vaporeon, by the way. I know there's something going on with some corners of the internet and Vaporeon. I know vaguely of that, but I don't know about it. I was present but not involved. Right, we've done it. We got the man. This guy just loves to talk, doesn't he? Right, okay. We got our badge. Wait, take this with you. TM12 Octozoc. Okay. A TM contains a technique that can be taught to. Yep, okay. TM's a single use. Yep, okay. Pick the. Yep, gotcha. Octazooka. Okay, not Octozoc. Octazooka. It's a water move that can lower the accuracy of your foe. Thanks very much. Anything else you got to say to me? That was an epic battle. The next gym leader is Lily, who lives in Osuari City. Keep north. Keep going north and you end up there. And okay, well, we were going north, actually, before we came to see you. So at least we know where we've got to go. I think you noticed in the last bit, but this game has new types. Is brown based off Gen 2? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it kind of based off of, at first, by the looks of it, it's kind of based off Gen 1, but then it's also got Gen 2 Pokemon. So let's just say collectively it's based off of the Pokemon Game Boy Color engine, if you wish. It's got a little bit of Gen 1 and a little bit of Gen 2 in there. He lied. Lily lives in Browntown. All right, we'll go heal anyway. And then we'll head on up to no, I nearly said Browntown there. That's not even the name of what it is. It's all Browntown. Brown is such an old ROM hack. It's probably older than half of this chat. Yeah, I mean, when I was reading it on the thing, it said like 2004 or something. That's ridiculously old. I was 10 when this first came out. But they have updated it like frequently. It's not just, it's not been frozen in amber since 2004. They've been updating it constantly since then. So the version that we're playing is the 20th anniversary edition, which came out like a year or two ago. I don't know if there's even more recent versions that have come along since then, but this is the one that I found on the website where I downloaded it. All right, on our way up to Browntown. We're heading to Browntown, boys and girls. Let's go. God. Well, what an exciting bunch of encounters we're getting here. I'm not even dignifying that with an attack, Ekans. It's not happening. Take me up to Browntown. No, we need to stop calling it Browntown. I'm never hiking again. All right, why? Have you had some bad experiences out hiking up here? Maybe? Brownie? I'm getting bored of using you, Brownie. I think I should switch you away from the front of the team. It's a lot more satisfying just punching things repeatedly with Brown Fist. Oh. Yeah, Swiss. Switch out to the fighting type Pokemon while you're fighting a psychic. That's the way to win a battle, isn't it? Oh, well, we got the job done. And Brownie leveled up as well, I suppose. I think we should be on the lookout for another brown Pokemon to try and collect for our team here. Does Drowsy qualify as brown? Drowsy's like somewhat brown, isn't he? Brownish. Like half of him's brown. But he's not a true brown Pokemon. He's not a pure-blooded brown Pokemon, if you will. I was going to do a Harry Potter thing there and say he's a mudblood, but arguably a mudblood would be 100% brown. So we're mixing our metaphors in the wrong ways here. Right. We're not having Brownie at the front. Dirtbird, you're an absolute weakling. We need to try and get your levels up a little bit. Psychoben says, at the very least, its bottom is brown, like it's been sat in mud. I'm surprised from you, Ben. There was a much more obvious comment that you could have gone for there. And yet you chose the relatively inoffensive and, quite frankly, rather charming, it's just been sat in some mud. Fatherhood has changed you. That's all I can say. Right then. Let's keep going. Do you know, by the way, I've got an idea for a children's book that I've been working on. Obviously, with me working in a preschool and everything, I spend quite a lot of time around children these days. Who would have thought? And sometimes I make up stories to tell them. And there's one story that's really captured their imagination for some reason. And it's a story called The Pizza Man. And they request the Pizza Man from me in the same way that they will request like Goldilocks and the Three Bears and the Three Little Pigs and stuff like that. It's the story of the Pizza Man has worked its way into the pantheon of children's stories for them, and they just think it's this thing that's like, oh yeah, of course, the Pizza Man. Everyone knows the story about the Pizza Man. I'm going to have to tell you the story of the Pizza Man now, aren't I? Just so you're not left on your on the edge of your seats here. Watch out, a Pokemon nested in Mount Boulder recently, and the temperature in it has dropped to freezing points. There is an extra note, poor Growlithe. Oh, wow, okay, there's a whole lot of stuff going on in this cave here. Are you a Pokemon? Right, okay, we'll do this battle. Swiss, Ben's child is 35 years old with a mortgage. Okay, so this is a story about the Pizza Man. And the Pizza Man was a man made out of, and every time I point at you and say the answer to viewers, this is where the children jump in and they say the word because they know the story by now. And the Pizza Man was made out of pizza. He had cheesy hair and tomatoey skin and pepperoni eyes and crusty fingers. One day, the pizza man was like, and the pizza man has a pizza dog who's also made out of pizza, and the pizza dog says woof. That's an additional detail that whenever I leave it out, I'm always reminded to mention the existence of the pizza dog. So the pizza man has a pizza dog. One day, the pizza man was at home, and he was really, really. Why are his fingers crusty, so Psycho Ben? Because crust is don't think about crusty fingers like it being yuck, crusty fingers. Think of it like we're naming all the things that you get on pizza. You get cheese on pizza. You get tomato on pizza. You get pepperoni on pizza. You get the crusty bit on pizza. I'm just naming parts of the body and adding pizza things to them. What does the pizza man wear, says Claire King. You guys are going to tear this apart before I even get halfway through the story, aren't you? The pizza man doesn't wear anything, okay? He's like, think of like the gingerbread man in Shrek, little Gingy. That's basically what the pizza man is. The pizza man looks like the gingerbread man, except instead of being made out of gingerbread, he's made out of pizza. That's all it is, okay? It's a straight... The kids don't ask me these questions. They don't ask me, what clothes does the pizza man wear? They just accept him for what he is, that he's a man made out of pizza. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. Is his arch nemesis salad and assorted veggies? You are reading a story about a naked man. I never told them that the pizza man was wearing clothes. I never told them that the pizza man wasn't wearing clothes. It's never been mentioned one way or the other. Because they accept the pizza man for what he is. He's just a man of pizza. Right. Let me continue on with the story. One day, the pizza man was at home and he was really, really, and then I point at the kids because they know the next word, hungry. And he rubs his tummy because he's really, really hungry. He had a look inside the cupboard, but there was, point to the kids, nothing. He had a look inside the fridge, but there was nothing. He had a look inside the microwave. But yes, I know you don't store food in a microwave. Microwave is only a way of preparing food. But the kids don't know that. And I wanted to make a long list of things, of places you could check for food. All right. So he looks in the microwave. Nothing. Looks in the oven. Nothing. Looks in the biscuit tin. Nothing. Claire King says, why is a man made of pizza hungry? Because he's also a man, Claire. Okay? He might be pizza, but he's also a man. And people need to eat. Psycho Ben says, why doesn't Pizza Man just practice auto-cannibalism? Have you been reading ahead? Have you heard this story before? Because you've just spoilt it for the boys and girls in the audience here. God damn it. Nothing, said the pizza man, thinking, where could he get some food from? When he noticed his pizza finger. Said the pizza man, I love pizza. And he started to nibble on his pizza finger until, oh no, he's eaten one of his pizza fingers. Cue shocks and amused expressions from the children. But he was still, you guessed it, hungry. So then he ate another pizza finger. Oh no, he's eaten another pizza finger, and he was still hungry, and so on and so forth. And the pizza man proceeds to eat his other two pizza fingers, and then we escalate the story even further, where the pizza man eats his old pizza arm. Oh no, the pizza man's eaten his whole pizza arm, and he was still hungry. Well, this is no good, says the pizza man. I know what to do. So the pizza man went out to go see his friend, the baker. And he's walking down the street, and he gets to the baker's house, or maybe it's a bakery. Of course, in the logic of this story, the baker just lives at the bakery. It's more straightforward that way. He gets to the baker's house and knocks on the door. Knock, knock, knock. And he says, oh, baker, let me in. So Lee Hallam, if you're watching this probably is more entertaining for the washing up than usual in a Pokemon stream, isn't it? So he gets to the baker's house and knock, knock, knock. He opens the door and the baker says, Pizza Man, have you eaten your pizza arm again? And the pizza man says, yes. The baker's just called Baker. That's literally his name. His name is just the profession. It's the baker, or maybe Mr. Baker, if you will. Claire says, why didn't he visit the baker first? Because there wouldn't be any jeopardy or peril in the story then, Claire, would there? There wouldn't be any rising action. There wouldn't really be much of an Act 1, Act 2, or Act 3 to this tale if he resolves his problem immediately. We need... It's the hero's journey, Claire. It's the hero's journey. He starts off in the situation of being in his house, which is familiar to him. Then we introduce a problem and some jeopardy, which is that he's hungry. Then we have the rising action, and we find an obstacle, which is that he's eaten his own goddamn arm. And then he must go and seek out the baker in order to resolve this problem. You get what I'm saying? There's got to be beats to the story, Claire. Mr. Baker the baker. Anyhow, he gets to the baker's, and the baker says, have you eaten your pizza arm again, pizza man? And the pizza man says, yes. And the baker says, don't worry, I know what to do. And this is the point where the children get to mime some of the actions. So we go, right, he got some dough, and we mime getting a big clob of dough, and he got his rolling pin, and he rolls the dough, and he rolls the dough. And then, and the children start mimicking the actions here. He sprinkled on some cheese. Tomato first, I suppose. That's the baseline. Sprinkles on, and I know it's not sprinkling on tomato, but I'm not getting into this whole thing about, well, children, first of all, you need to sort of layer on the tomato puree and then sprinkle. It's all getting sprinkled, okay? That's the way the story works. All of the toppings are sprinkled. He sprinkled on the tomato. He sprinkled on the cheese. He sprinkled. And now at this point, I invite the children to name their own food that they like to put on the top of this pizza. Because being an inclusive storyteller at a nursery, some children will have different dietary requirements. So I, of course, can't tell them that there's just going to be standardized meat products on top of this bit of bread. Pizza. So I'll say, what food do you like? And then they'll tell me, and then they'll put it on top of the pizza. But in some cases, it'll be pepperoni or chicken or pineapple or sweet corn. And sometimes the kids will just come up with, chocolate or whatever. But I'm not here to shoot down their ideas. If they want to put chocolate on the pizza man's new pizza arm, then they're welcome to do so. I'm not paying any attention to what I'm doing here, by the way. I've apparently made it to some kind of a doc. Okay, cool. Let's just what are we doing here? Am I just rushing through this game without even realizing? So anyway, where was I? Sprinkles it on. And then once he's sprinkled on all the food, he puts it in the oven. He turned on the timer, and it's important we do all these little actions as we tell the story because the kids get to do the actions. And then once it's in the oven, we say, and he waited. And while we say waited, we sort of swing from left to right over and over again as we say waited. And for some reason, the children really enjoy this. They go, he waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. And the little game I play with them sometimes when I tell them the story is that I'll make the bit where he waited longer and longer every time I tell the story. So they're really on the edges of their seats. Well, they're sitting on the floor, but they're besides themselves of anticipation as to when this part of the story will be over and when he will stop waiting. And waited and waited and waited. And sometimes I'll interrupt myself kind of midway through, even midway through saying the word waited, and I'll go, and wait, ding! And the ding is to signify the timer has told us that the pizza is ready. And we say, and he got out the pizza arm and he put it on the pizza man. And we make a little pop sound effect where he attaches his pizza arm. And I know what you're about to tell me. But Swiss, this was the pizza arm that the pizza man ate, and you've just put one onto the other side of him. Well, look, you're going to tear holes in all of this, aren't you? The oven's not dinging, Claire. It's the timer. The little egg timer. That's what's dinging, Claire. But so the pizza man's got his new pizza on finally. But the pizza man was still, if you remember this, it's a callback from earlier. Were you paying attention? Hungry. That's right. The pizza man's still hungry. So what do we do? Brown ears. I know he's mostly pink, but he's got a little bit of brown on him. Can we cheese it and have that as a qualifying brown for a Pokemon? Anyway, but the pizza man was still hungry. Don't worry, said the baker. I made something else for you. It's a chocolate cake. And again, this is where it's very important we do some actions that the kids can copy, and we say, but it wasn't a tiny chocolate cake. It wasn't a small chocolate cake. It wasn't a medium chocolate cake. It wasn't a big chocolate cake. It was and you stretch your arms out like as wide as you can go here. And you go, it was a ginormous chocolate cake. And then we sort of mime holding up this ginormous, big, heavy chocolate cake above our heads. And the pizza man takes this big chocolate cake and he opens his mouth and we say, and in one bite, and he ate the chocolate cake. And the pizza man wasn't hungry anymore. And he went back home to see the pizza dog and he had a nap. The end. And that's the story. That is the story that a good couple dozen of very young children in the northeast of England now have going around in their heads, along with your Disney classics and along with your Three Little Pigs and your Three Bears. They also have the story of the pizza man. And one day they are going to encounter other children who've never even heard of the pizza man. And they're going to talk about the pizza man, and the kids are going to say, what are you on about? I've never heard of this pizza man. And maybe, just maybe, enough of them will remember it and think that was something special there. I got the pizza man as part of my upbringing. None of the rest of them ever knew about the pizza man. NA says, I genuinely think it's a good, engaging story. Thank you, NA. I appreciate that feedback there. Yeah, so I've been telling this story for a good, a good couple of months now, I think, to the point that I'm sick of it. But the kids really enjoy it, so I keep telling it. But I have got to the point where I'm thinking, you know what? I know this story inside and out now. It might be worth me trying to turn it into a children's book or something, because I feel it's got kind of like the beats to it of being a decent-ish story. It's one that the kids I tell it to definitely enjoy. I could probably, you know, if oh, hang on. What are you saying? What do you want? I'm looking for an Abra. Want to trade one for my Magmar? Hang on a minute. We found some wild Abras, did we not, guys? We found some wild Abras earlier. I want a Magmar. I don't care if he's not fucking brown. I'm having a Magmar, goddammit. Do you know how rare it is to get a Magmar in a Pokemon game that I'm playing through? We'll come up with some bullshit reason why Magmar can qualify as a brown Pokemon once we've got it. Well, I'm coming up with it, Ben. I'm thinking of why it can be brown. What about once the Magmar hardens into rock? Magmar is like pre-brown. Rocks are brown, but when they're still molten, they're all orangey and red and yellow. That eventually he would become brown. Does that work as justification? Maybe. But yeah, we are pursuing my favorite here. Absolutely. Right. Do I have some Pokeballs and stuff here? Okay. Yep, I do. Now, was it? Oh no, was it? It was the route below this, wasn't it? It was the route below this that had Abra. See, I got so distracted by telling you guys the story of the pizza man that I just completely lost track of what I was doing here. What even is in this building? Hello, Pikachu. Oh, this is pretty cool. It's like a little rainbow colored house. Please leave. I'm meditating with my 3 Pokemon friends. Okay, that's pretty nifty. It's got to be said that they've done some cool stuff with the colors here to make it a big old rainbow thing. But is there anything for me in here? Am I going to meet someone who's going to give me something nice? Are these the developers? I did some of the Pokemon arts. Cool boy, man. Hey, I made this. Hopefully it looks more polished now. No need to thank me. Now back to Prism. Bugs, bugs, and more bugs. Oh, sorry, this game is full of bugs, and it gets to me at times. When you think one is fixed, you're caused by another one. Hopefully, I've got them all now. Did you know that this 2024 update is still old school? That means manually making all the changes. At first, I only wanted to change a couple things. Derbs 84 helped a lot at the time since I knew nothing about ROM hacking. The project kept growing, and so did the team. I'm really grateful to everyone that has helped along the way. Spriters, testers, proofreaders. It's amazing what people can do when they put their minds together. Thank you very much for playing this and enjoy. Oh, that's nice. You can tell this is a real passion project with some love in it, can't you? Especially that they've been doing it for 20 bloody years. Wow, this is psychedelic. This is. Then it wouldn't be a Magmar, it would be a Rockmar. I don't need this Pokemon, so you can have it for free. Wait, for what? I don't need this Pokemon, so you can have it for okay. I was misreading a typo that wasn't there. Are you an Eevee, or are you something entirely different? Maybe, just maybe. Well, hang on, Eevee's brown. We can have Eevee because it's brown. Porygon, you're not brown. You're pink and blue. Okay. What are we calling the Porygon guys? But yeah, so it's my plan at some point to try and turn that into a children's book. I'm going to prototype it at some point because so far I just tell them like the story, but at some point I want to like create a big book for them, like with images as well. The problem is that if I'm going to make images, I'm going to have to nail down what the design of the Pizza Man actually is, like, because at the moment it's just, you don't have to think about it very much. It's just, well, the children don't have to think about it very much. You lot ask all the questions, but the kids just go, yeah, he's a man made of pizza, sure. But if I turn it into a book, I've got to come up with an actual design for what the Pizza Man actually looks like. But, you know, I could draw the pictures myself, or indeed I could just be lazy and get ChatGPT to make them all for me instead. And just, you know, big book, couple, like each page is like an A4 sheet of paper or something, and then have that for them. And then if that works, I don't know. How do you get books published? I'm sure you can do it quite easily these days. You can probably find a website that you send the files to, and they'll print it off for you and make it into physical books or something. But yeah, that's one of my many projects that's probably never going to go anywhere, but currently exists on the back burner somewhere. Right, Porygon isn't brown Swiss, and Ace has nothing to do with epilepsy. Digimon, Porygon name, you can self-publish. But I mean, I'm gonna need to find someone to actually physically print the books for me on like proper book paper. You know what I'm getting at, don't you? Yeah, but I'll have a look at it. Yeah, screw it. Digimon. Digimon works as a name for me. I like Digimon. Okay, let's check out Digimon here. No, you're not brown, are you? Oh, it does have new types here. You're right. Yeah, I've only just clocked that. Type abnormal. No more normal type for you. You're an abnormal type. Can we say that it's an abnormal shade of brown? Can we get away with that one? I'm not sure if we can. Oh well, we got a free. I was about to say a free Pokemon there. Maybe we should say a free Digimon. Right. Let's go back in here. So we want an Abra, guys, and I don't think I've got like any I don't think I've got any status moves that can trap Abra for us. No. I had a chance to get Sleep Powder at one point, and I picked Poison Powder instead, didn't I? All right, we're just going to have to go with that tried and tested old throw some Pokeballs at it when it's at full health and hope that we manage to catch it strategy. It's a solid strategy. Come on out, little Abra. Okay, we found the Abra, and Abra's brown. Maybe we can bullshit it this way, Ben. I'm catching a brown Pokemon and then trading it. That makes me feel a little bit better about cheesing it, right? All right, then. I mean, we've got 5 Pokeballs. Okay, well, that didn't work. And now you teleport away. All right. That's fine. I'm Abra's yellow. Stop cheating. Abra's got brown on it. It's like Drowsy, like you're saying earlier. It's got some of one color and some of another. Abra's definitely got some brown on it. Right, attempt number 2. Let's try and get ourselves. Oh, nope. Well, that's not going to work, is it, Swiss? I mean, I suppose that was the better outcome, accidentally killing it, than, hurting it and then it runs away. Brown Seed is trying to learn String Shot. I think not. It's interesting, though. Never seen an Ivysaur try to learn that before. NA says, I saw Jeremy Corbyn in the flesh a few weeks ago. He was doing a talk not far from me. I remember when I lived in Stoke-on-Trent, I heard that Jeremy Corbyn was apparently going to be passing through on a train. And I went to the train station hoping that I could get on the train to see Jeremy Corbyn. That's a true story. And suffice to say, I never did find Jeremy Corbyn on a train. Although I did find Paul Nuttall outside a hotel. That's what you get in Stoke, I suppose. Right. Can we have an Abra, please? You're not an Abra. I feel that this is going to end up being a slightly frustrating exercise here, because I think it could take us quite a few attempts here to capture an Abra at full health, especially when all these Abras turn out to be bloody Ekanses instead. Well, have I got a message on my phone? Nope. Never mind. Well, Dojo, you're brown, but you're not Abra. I did, NA says, I considered waiting outside one of the venues when I couldn't get tickets to meet him, so you're not alone in that kind of thing. I did also, I got a selfie in front of or near Boris Johnson once as well. He'd gone on his Brexit bus to visit Stafford, and there was a little small crowd of people there. This was I didn't even have my phone at the time was so shitty. I didn't even have a phone with like a front facing camera on it. So what I had to do is I had to physically go on to taking the picture, turn my own phone away from me so I couldn't see what I was doing, and tap the other side of the screen to get myself this picture of me in front of Boris Johnson. I've probably got that photo somewhere, either on like Facebook or, oh God, well, it better be on Facebook, because if it's not on Facebook, I probably don't have it anymore. It's probably on Facebook or an old phone that I've got in a drawer somewhere. But yeah, that's my... And I never seem to get pictures near the politicians that I'd proactively want to get pictures with. You just you go with what you can get, don't you? Psycho Ben says, I'm not even sure if you can catch an Abra in a Pokeball at full HP. I've got a feeling it requires a Great Ball or better. You could cheat and use save states once you find one. Oh, I could cheat. Can I cheat, boys and girls? Captain Swiss, inventor of the selfie. Well, you see, I then called up Mr. Samsung and I said to him, Mr. Samsung, I've had a great idea. What if you put the camera on the front of your phone so I don't need to turn mine around? Maybe that's something we can do. Right. What are we doing? I feel like I've not even been paying a proper amount of attention to me playing this game today. I've been too involved in all the chatting. I'll tell you what I am doing though. I'm depositing Digimon onto the PC because he's not brown enough. I'm afraid, not brown enough. For catching Abra in a non-Nuzlocke game, I think it's justified. Fuck it. Let's give it a go. All right then. So, encounter an Abra. Nope, you're not an Abra. Well, we need to fulfill step 1 first of all. Encounter an Abra. Nope, you're not an Abra. Although there are an awful lot of brown Pokemon here, it's got to be said. Encounter an Abra. Come on, game. Give me a win here. I'm going to do this episode for another 15 minutes. We're going to come up to the hour mark or so. I would like to think during that time we can catch ourselves an Abra and get a Magma on the team. That's my goal for this episode now. I'm not doing it, Dirtbird. I'm not even leveling you. What do you want? A visitor to Mount Boulder is exciting. Boulders are brown. Well, I mean, they could be grey. Some are grey, but we'll say they're also brown. Hiker wants to fight. Hiker sent out coughing. Wonderful. Right, let's just go on, Brown Fist. Just punch the big ball of poisonous gas. Why don't you? Oh, I've just noticed that my laptop's on. Oh, okay, no, never mind. My laptop's on 25%. I think we'll be all right. Laughing gas. If the little animation for the move was like some little balloon inflating or something, what fun. Why is it we were getting all these Abras earlier on when I wasn't especially fussed about an Abra, and now just, you know, it's not happening? Yeah, we'll punch the Diglett as well. Okie dokie. Right, we're back on the hunt. Abra, no, it was Nekons. Abra, no, it was a Rattata. You know what? We're gonna turn the speed up on this. Abra, there we go. Okay, right. So I've just saved the game here. Okay, so we'll see if we can bullshit it into giving us this Abra. So if I just keep loading it up over and over again. Now, is it always going to have here's a question. Is it always going to have the same result? I don't know exactly how sort of like the coding or the random chances of things works on this. Like, am I just loading this up and like every time I throw the ball, the same outcome is going to happen? Or is it every time I load it up, there genuinely is a chance that I'll be able to catch it? You know? Does that make sense to you? Because I mean, so far it's not happening for us, but I'm willing to give this a few more attempts just in case. No, luck is random in Pokemon games. Okay. See, I just didn't know if it was like some, again, I don't know exactly how it works, but say like the battle starts and then it loads in some like, you know, it's predetermined what the sequence of so-called luck is from the point where the battle starts or something. Whatever. We'll just keep. Oh, all right. Never mind. No, you were right. That's fine. We got the Abra. Beautiful. Fantastic. Right, well, we're not even giving you a nickname because we're trading you away anyway. Oh, fantastic. All right, then. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, it was a legitimate question, guys. I feel like it could have been one thing or the other. All right then. So it was yeah, it was up here, wasn't it? Do 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 do. Walk into the baker's house. Do 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 do. Make me a new pizza arm. Right, and oh, I can switch off the speed up now as well. All right then. Hello there. Oh wait, no, it's not you. No, it's the other one, isn't it? No darn annoying hood. Wait, what? Live in the city? Why, I love it here. No darn annoying hood rats. That's wonderful. Looking for Abra. Want to trade one for Magmar? Absolutely. Absolutely. Bring it on. Okay, connect the cable like so. Oh, the nostalgia. Oh, the little trade animation as well. Those were the days. I used to have this. I used to have, like, you know, Game Boy Color with the little link cable that connects it and stuff. This was, yeah, that was how we did it in the old days. All right then. Oh, look at that. Look at that wonderful little sprite there. Don't forget, Swiss, it might not obey you because it's traded. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Let's check out my beautiful Magmar. Master! What a name! What a name! Normally these traded Pokemon names are terrible. But that's a hell of a name. You can tell that I've spent a long time up north now as well, because I said Master instead of Master. And it surely would have been. But actually, I'd probably still say Master Ball instead of Master Ball. It's a weird one. I'm in a weird place with the way I pronounce things. It goes in many different directions. If it was Doctor Who I was watching right now, I'd call him the Master. So why did I just say Master then? That's weird. I'm spending too much time away from my native people. Why isn't his name Brownmar? Why isn't his name Brownmar? All right then. Well, I'm sending you to the front of the queue there. Beautiful, right? I'll just mess around with this beautiful Magmar for a little bit then. Look at that. I feel like you could argue that he's a shade of brown. I mean, although it's clearly orange and yellow. I don't know. If I were to take a screenshot and put it on like a color chart or something, maybe he could be somewhere in the brown. Does he evolve into Master Beta, says NA? Ho ho. Oh, well, this is nice. This is nice. I always appreciate getting that. Magmars are so hard to come by in most Pokemon games. Like, either you don't get them natively in whatever game you're playing, or you don't get them until way later in the game, or whatever. And here's me playing this ROM hack, and I can get one like in episode 2, which is awesome. Now we did go past a cave earlier on. We saw that cave that had a sign, a note pinned to the sign outside it, which we haven't yet explored as well. So I'm mindful that maybe we want to go back and check that out before we push on any further. I kind of just want to figure out whether or not, as we head up in this area, like, does it lead to a new place, or does it end up blocked off and actually we've got to go some other way to get to wherever the next town is, if that makes sense. Again, I'm feeling my way through this game. I don't, you know, it's not like playing the Gen 1 games where, you know, the map of the game is basically seared into your memory. I don't know where any of this stuff is. Black 2 and White 2, you could get it before the second gym, and Ryula before the first gym. Great. Yes. I remember that. That was the exception to the rule, wasn't it, as far as getting Magmars went, and I was thrilled. Oh, hello, little Caterpie. Well, look at that. Here I was getting asked what my favourite Pokemon were in this stream, and somehow we've ended up near the end of the stream with a battle between two of my favourite Gen 1 Pokemon. Everything's came up Millhouse. Okay then, so I want to find out what this building is. Okay, so it's taken us through to somewhere. Oh, is this the... Okay, so this is the town we wanted to go to, I'm guessing. Is there a sign here that tells us the name of the town? Nope, trainer tips, pressing the B button during evolution cancels the whole process. Oh, well, I'm glad you told me that. Is there a site? Tell me what town I'm heading to, guys. This is the gate that leads straight to Hayward City. I love the city. So that's not the name of the... I've forgotten what the other one was called, but the gym leader told us what the next town with a gym in was, and it wasn't Hayward, it was something else. But anyway, yeah, I seriously run the risk of playing through this game and potentially accidentally skipping whole areas of it. We've got to hope that they've built into the game design some sort of hard blocks on me going too far too quickly, like, you know, needing certain HMs to get certain places or whatever, so I don't accidentally end up where I shouldn't be. Hey there, I love to study fossils. Do you have one? I could... No, get get out! And you're looking for a Clefairy. Do I want to trade one for Lapras? Oh, this is pretty cool. NA says you can do stuff in various orders. Okay. Right, so this is a big old Pokemon Mart. How's the team looking then? You're still... Oh, Dirtbird's level 11 now. When did that happen? All right. Oh, I guess I'll just talk to some people, see what's going on. This is it. I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing. I've literally got to explore it. I'm handing out free Region maps today. Yes! 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 Thank God. This is going to solve so many of my problems. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Wait a minute. Where's the map? Here's the map. Okay, right. So Seashore City, that's where we started off. And then, yeah, we started off in Seashore City, and then we went down, and then we ended up in Graveltown. That, yep, I remember that. Merzon Cave, Merzon City, that, I'm guessing that's where the first gym was. Then Route 55, Dock Underpass, Route Hayward City. Oh, okay. So we've gone in a bit of an interesting direction with things there, but okay, it's roughly making sense to me. So everything that we've done in the game so far has taken part in sort of like the bottom left corner of the map here, in the green square, if you will, if this was a political compass test. And now we're at Hayward City, and this opens us up to like all of the rest of the map, pretty much. Oh, all right. That's fine. I've got a rough idea now. That's good. I'm just going to talk to some NPCs. I got my fossil revived. Yep. Nah, he told me to get out. What have you got to tell me? I love to shop because they sell dire hits. It increases the critical hit ratio. Thanks for that. I want to go... Oh, okay, yeah. You need to plug in your PC. It's a good thing we're nearly finished. I want to go east, but that bush is blocking my way. Oh, well, there we are. Talking of like natural barriers. Where's this? Route 64. Right. You know what? We'll do one more little encounter here. We'll just see what... Oh, hello, Eevee. Well, boys and girls, you know what colour Eevee is, don't you? That's right. Say hello to the 6th member of the team. And that's how we'll close out today's episode, I think. Can we sneak in one more Ember here? Okay, lovely. Fantastic. Eevee was caught. What are we gonna? Oh, hang on. I don't want to tempt fate here. There we go. I've plugged the laptop in. Eevee was caught. New Pokedex data will be added for Eevee. It's genetic. The brain does weird things sometimes. I read genetic code, and my brain very quickly blipped the word genocide there instead of genetic code. Its genetic code is irregular. It may mutate if exposed to radiation from several sources. Or stones, if we will. Do you want to give a nickname to Eevee? Sure. Right, guys. Ideas for a nickname for Eevee. NA has said Fluffymon. I'm gonna let a few of you pitch your ideas here, because I'm undecided at the moment. Arguably, actually, because Eevee is brown, it ought to be a brown name to keep in with our brown theme for the team here. So can you modify your suggestion, LA? Can you make Fluffymon a little bit more brown for me? You've got a few more seconds, guys. I'm giving you 15 more seconds to get some suggestions in before I take this over and pick something myself here. Eevee as well, of course, phonetically could be very much like EV for electric vehicle. I don't know if that ties into anything we might try and do here. Clean energy and power versus brown fossil fuels. I don't know. All right, guys. Well, your time is up. No one's had any suggestions for me apart from NA's Fluffymon. Do I have enough? I don't have enough characters for Fluffy Brown. I suppose if I drop one of the F's in Fluffy and have Floofy Brown. No, let's make it like Fluffy Brown. There we go. Wonderful. And Master grew a level as well. Master! God damn it. These Northerners. All right then, guys. Well, we are going to call it a day for today's episode. Then I think we've made some good progress. We beat one of the gyms. We've got some new Pokemon for the team. I've shared with you the story of the Pizza Man, which was bound to happen sooner or later on the channel. And I'll tell you what as well, it's very nice to see that there's quite a few of you that are really into this, the Pokemon streams. I know that there is, as I've said many times before, there's sort of like a core audience within the Captain Swiss viewership that really likes the Pokemon streams. And it's very nice to see that actually when I do stream Pokemon, quite a few of you turn out to come watch it. It seems like, you see that I'm streaming Pokemon and you're like, oh shit, I need to go watch Swiss play Pokemon. So it's nice to have you with me. And NA says, leave a like, everyone. Yeah, yes, indeed. If you're still out there, folks, leave a like. You never know. If this gets enough views, the people who made Pokemon Brown might see me playing it. It could be a thing. And here's our squad, our beautiful brown squad here. Look at them all. What a team. What a team. All right then, guys. That's it for the time being then. NA says, I'm in the Venn diagram of Pokemon and politics. Yes, indeed. Oh, shit. I nearly clicked load there. That would have been a very unhappy end to the stream. Save. There we go. We have saved. Beautiful. Okay, then. Thank you very much, folks. I hope you enjoy your weekends. I'll catch you all later on. Ta-ta.